Well, hey friends, and welcome back. Today, I want to chat about 7 tiny self-care habits that can help you to feel your best. We all have days where nothing quite seems to go our way, where we wake up and don't feel 100%, or where external factors get in the way of our plans and expectations. While we can't always control every problem that we encounter or hit the restart button on those off days as much as we may want to, what we can control is how we respond and react in those moments. The good news is there are a number of small, practical things that we can do to boost our mood and get on a better track. And so today, I want to explore some of those tiny self-care habits that can brighten your day so that you can show up in the best way possible for yourself and for those you love. I want to begin with a habit that's really foundational to this goal, and that's simply to take a break. Whatever is going on, whatever the situation is, step away. Maybe it's for the day if that's what you need and you're able to set aside 15 minutes, an hour, whatever you can, and really use that time to recenter and to focus on things that bring you comfort and joy. If you're not sure where to start or how to use your time most effectively, something practical that I like to do is to write out a happiness list. Basically just a list of the small things in life that bring you joy. So this could be things like working out, spending time in nature, visiting a local coffee shop, small acts of kindness towards others, or literally stopping to smell the roses or whatever flowers happen to be around in the moment. Whatever those things are for you, write them down and see if you might be able to use the time that you have to cross off a few things on the list. This is something that I found to be really useful. I'm always adding to when referencing it, and I find that it helps me to rest better. So take a break, spend time engaging in activities that will uplift your spirits. Then one big thing that I want you to keep in mind too is you want to actively avoid anything that's going to bring you down or is just going to distract you. So hear me say, you want to stay away from the news or social media during this time. That's not what you need in this moment. Our goal during these breaks, these times of rest, shouldn't be distraction, but rather recentering. So use this time to stay away from screens and to engage with the real world. All right, but then another very practical habit that you can get into on days where you just aren't feeling your best is to spend some time in the sun. When we don't get enough sunlight, our bodies don't create as much serotonin and vitamin D, which can leave us feeling lethargic and fatigued. Typically, not getting enough sunlight isn't going to be the only factor leading us to feeling down, but it can be a significant contributing one, especially during the darker, colder months of winter. Fortunately, one easy way to lift our spirits is simply to spend time in the sun. According to the World Health Organization, just getting 5 to 15 minutes of sun a few times a week on your face, hands, and arms is enough to enjoy the vitamin D boosting benefits of the sun. And if you're worried it won't work because it's cloudy outside, don't be. In the same way that you can sunburn on a cloudy day, your skin can still absorb the UVB radiation needed to synthesize vitamin D. Of course, if you're going to be out for longer periods of time, it's always recommended to use sunscreen to protect your skin. But if you're smart about it and protecting your skin, the sun isn't something that we should be afraid of, but rather to embrace. Then moving on, this next one really is critical, and that's to stop negative thought spirals. It's okay to feel upset if you're having a bad day. And rather than ignoring your emotions, it's actually best to acknowledge your feelings. So take time to recognize them and to name them for what they are. This is actually something that can help take the power out of those negative thoughts and make them feel less overwhelming or all-encompassing. But as you do this, something that I want you to keep in mind is that you want to be curious, not judgmental. Judging those thoughts, those feelings only feeds the negativity. So instead, challenge them and demand evidence from them. Often our negative thoughts are based on irrational beliefs, and so by challenging them, we really can expose them for what they are, just downright lies. One tip that I found helpful if you're struggling to do this is just to ask yourself, how would I react in this moment if this was a close friend telling me this, rather than all of these thoughts going on in my head? Often we are our own critic, and so use it as an opportunity to treat yourself with the same love, the same care that you would show to someone else. So name your thoughts, challenge them, but then also too, you want to follow up with replacing those negative narratives with positive ones. That's really where practicing thankfulness and focusing on the good comes into play. Let's just be real for a moment. When we're not feeling our best, this is often the last thing that we want to do. But it can be an important tool in our tool belt heartfelt to help us reframe our perspective and give us a refreshed outlook on life. So open up the Notes app on your phone, or even better, get out a pen and a piece of paper and list out what are 3 things that you're thankful for. This can be as simple as, I'm grateful that I'm alive, that the sun rose today, or that I have a roof over my head. Then continue and think through what are 3 small things that would make today better. Maybe that's going to bed early tonight so you can get enough sleep, spending time outside, or making a warm tea. Again, whatever those things are for you, write them down. And then finally, I want you to end by identifying what is one truth that you need to speak over yourself right now. Write all of these down, reflect on them, and keep going if it helps. It really is amazing to me the difference that this one can make, and something that I've started doing as well to really make this a bit more of a regular practice in my life. So I recently started doing the 5-minute journal. It walks you through some similar prompts every single morning and a few reflection questions at the end of the day, and I really have been just surprised what a difference it's made for me. So maybe that's something you want to try out, or you could just adapt some of these questions for your own journaling practice. But both on the good days and especially the hard ones, I love just taking time to focus on the good. Okay, but then another small, easy way that you can lift your mood is to make a cup of tea. And on a hard day, a warm cup of tea can be a great source of calm and relaxation. You know, there's something therapeutic about taking a moment during a difficult, stressful day to make a cup of tea, to boil the water, to measure out the leaves, to let the tea steep. It can be a welcome break. Plus, tea has a host of health benefits that can help fight stress and anxiety and promote a sense of peace. To reap the greatest benefits from this one, I recommend steering clear of caffeinated teas and instead opting for herbal infusions containing ingredients like lavender, mint, or chamomile. But after a long day, a hot cup of tea can feel just so soothing, relaxing, and a bit like a warm hug. And then another very powerful habit that you can practice is simply to go for a walk. This may sound simple, but walking can be an incredibly healing activity and a real mood booster. There really is just something about going for a walk and spending time in nature that leaves us feeling better. So get outside. If you can, go to a forest, a body of water, a local greenway, somewhere in nature. Just take some time to be completely present in the moment. Pay attention to your senses. What is it that you see, hear, sense, smell? Maybe you see branches rustling in the wind, hear birds calling out to one another, feel the contact of your feet on the ground. Take note of those things, sit with them for a minute. This can really be a form of meditation. The great thing about this one is that it doesn't need to be long. It's been shown that walking for just 10 to 15 minutes is all it takes to improve our mood and cause our brains to release endorphins, which are chemicals that promote relaxation. So whether you have 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or more, going for a walk and getting outdoors can be a great way to boost morale. Now finally, let's end this off by talking about one of the quickest and most powerful things that you can do to feel better, and that's simply to breathe. When we're stressed, anxious, or feeling down, something that we'll often do subconsciously is begin taking short, shallow breaths, which deprives our lungs of oxygen, and in turn increases our feelings of stress and anxiety, further exacerbating the problem. So if you're struggling, you're having a hard day, deep breathing can ground you and help you to reconnect. It's one of those naturally therapeutic things that you can do that offers an instant stress reduction. So stop whatever you're doing and take 5 deep breaths. Fill your lungs completely, engage your diaphragm, hold it, and then empty your lungs. You want to feel your chest opening up as you breathe in, your rib cage expanding, and then letting everything go as you relax and exhale. And if it helps, picture yourself breathing in life-giving oxygen, love, empathy, compassion, whatever it is you need in that moment, and then breathe out the fear, worry, or anxiety that you've been holding in. And this is something that you can do anywhere you are. It takes mere seconds, but it really can help you to feel better. All right, well, that's it. Those are 7 tiny self-care habits that can help to brighten your day and make you feel your best. I get that some of these may seem small or insignificant. It's not groundbreaking stuff, but these habits, as simple as they are, work. and often they're easy for us to forget. So I hope that this helped to remind you and to motivate you to really take control of how you respond on those days where things just aren't going your way. And that maybe they can inspire you to show up in the best way possible for yourself and for the people closest to you. Now, I would love to know, what is one small habit that you like to practice on difficult days? I would love to hear about it, so be sure to let me know what that is in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already for more simple and intentional living content. Until next time, friends, I am wishing you all an incredible day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.